Hello, everyone. We warmly welcome you all to our special program brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. I'm your host, Vatika Singh. Indian Achievers Award is an honor that celebrates the people who went extraordinary to effectuate their aspirations and ideas. In this series, we emphasize not only on the struggles and achievements of the people, but also on the social contributions they made to their native land, India. Before introducing you all to our one such achiever, let's take a look at the small AV.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Today we have with us Mr. Shankar Chakraborti, who's the CEO of Samara. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Vatika. Thank you.
All right, sir. So before entering into the questions, I'd like you to take us through the journey of Smera. I mean, how since its inception and how did Smera came into existence?
Thanks, Vatika. Thanks for hosting me. Let me tell you a little story about how we started. In 2005, when various policymakers were discussing what are the challenges that SMEs in India face, it came out very strongly that SMEs have lack of access to funds, and there is a overall information asymmetry that creates problem for the bankers in finding and lending to good SMEs. And this is when the idea of a SME focused credit rating agency came up. Ministry of Finance and Reserve Bank provided the mandate to SIDB, which is the nodal authority for encouraging SMEs in India. And SIDB in turn brought together quite a few banks, practically all the large banks of the country, such as SBI, ICICI Bank, Union Bank, Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, and even Standard Chartered Bank. So these banks and Dun and Bradstreet, which is one of the leading provider of data and information globally, they came together to form SMERA. It was known as SME Rating Agency of India Limited. Later, the name changed to SMERA. So this is the in very short, this is the journey we had. Today, Smera is a rating agency exclusively operating for SMEs, rated about 50,000 Indian SMEs across 300 SME clusters in the country, which are located in more than 400. These clients are based in more than 400 districts across the country. So you can understand that the scale of these rating database is really extremely huge.
That's really great, sir. Moving ahead, SME rating being a novel concept back then. So, what were the challenges that you faced due to this in the initial level, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Right. So the biggest challenge was getting information. For the large companies or the listed companies, there are disclosures which is made to MCA, to the stock exchanges. So getting and collecting information on the large companies is relatively easier. Whereas when you come to the SMEs, in many cases, they are not even registered, and there is no mandatory requirement of submitting the financial details on any such platform. Now, collecting information is particularly a challenge because typically a privately held entity would not like to share information with anybody outside the company. By very nature of the holding of these companies, the information is expected to be private. This is where the biggest challenge comes, where we actually have to convince these SMEs to share information on the performance of the company, historical information about the management, about the risk management framework that they have, to share all this information with a rating agency. In fact, initially, a lot of concern we used to face in sharing information, because people would feel that we are a government entity, and somewhere these information may be given to the income tax authorities or inspectors and so on and so forth. Then slowly these concept took off, because a lot of bankers across the country started supporting us. What happens is that the bankers uh, really need for their internal corporate governance requirement, and to ensure that the lending process to SMEs is of very, very high integrity. These banks require independent and unbiased opinion, which is very well covered in the reports that we provide. So the banks came forward and they started supporting our initiative, and they went out of the way to explain to the SMEs that sharing information is not necessarily such a bad thing. In fact, this will mean that these SMEs will be getting better access to funds. People will come to know about the good work that these SMEs are doing if they come under the ratings program. So this is how people started accepting the concept over a period of time.
All right, sir. Moving ahead, I'm really keen to know that what all are the different services that Samara offers its clients with, and how is the company effectively using technology for the cause?
The flagship product that Samara has is called Micro and Small Enterprises Rating. This is a product which provides an idea about future debt repayment ability of the rated entity to the bankers. Now, this is a flagship product. We Over a period of time we added many layers to this product. The rating is provided in a 1 to 8 scale. So it reads like MSC 1 for the best companies, and MSC 8 for the laggards in the industry. The report contains a very detailed analysis of the financial performance of the company, and even a very thorough background check about the companies, where the company operates, how many employees do they have, what kind of compliances they do, and so on and so forth. This Apart from this, we also have a product called credit due diligence. So there are times when the banks don't want the rating, but they want a due diligence exercise carried out on the company. Now, this is the other product where we actually verify the some of the facts shared with the bankers. The bankers provide us with the information that they have received, and we run a certain number of checks, and we then provide a due diligence report to the banks. Apart from that, we have in our portfolio quite a few niche products, because our capability is to build objective financial models to compare and benchmark companies within a certain sector or within a certain category of clients. We have used these capabilities to build different kind of products. So one very interesting product that we have is called uh, renewable energy grading. You know that a lot of SMEs are entering this sunrise business. A lot of companies are actually doing a lot of creating capacities around renewable energy, be it solar, be it wind, and there are a plethora of there is an entire ecosystem which has been built around it. But given the given the fact that this industry is fairly new, there is a trust deficit sometimes that causes problem in making transactions. This is where M&RE grading comes up, which is popularly known as renewable energy grading. So these are some of the products that we have.
That's really commendable, sir. Moving ahead, we all have certain plans for our future. So, what are your future plans with respect to Smera? I mean, any announcement in store?
Yes. So, there is a lot of requests that we have been receiving over a period of time to develop a rating system for companies who does not have adequate financial history. These could be companies who have not yet borrowed money from banks, so there is no banking history. The company may not have completed a full 1 year of one financial year, so there is no financial data that is available. So what do you do for such companies? Whereas these are the companies who really require build their credibility, because this is the biggest challenge that this set of companies face while selling their products, or while getting a lender or an investor on board. So what we are doing is we are in the final stages of giving shape to our rating model for startup companies, where we will be able to provide an idea about the future performance of the company, and how the industry within which these startups operate, and based on that, we will be able to provide a rating for even the startup. This is the most important work we are doing at Smera at this point of time. Apart from that, what our plan is to take our Smera terminal. We have already soft launched Smera terminal, which is a platform where banks and the borrowers, SME borrowers, they come together, and the bankers get to see which SME in which part of the country is looking for funds. And then the bank can also check the rating reports and data and information. And at the same time, the borrowers also get to access contact details and the banks who are interested in lending to them. So this is a platform, this is a fintech platform that we have created. We already have 2,500 odd borrowers listed on the platform, but our intent is to full-fledgedly launch this, so that practically every SME in the country and every banker in the country can access this platform for smoothing their lending processes. This is the big plan that we have.
And we wish you all the luck for all your future endeavors, sir. All right, so moving ahead, you must be knowing about the Atman Bharat campaign prevailing in the country at the moment. So, what are your views on the campaign and how is Smera working towards it?
Atmanirbhar Bharat is probably one of the most innovative campaigns. Uh, Frankly speaking, this is an initiative which is so powerful, and I'm not sure if many other developing countries have such a strong proposition. You would have seen that just yesterday there was this news that India has taken over US, and taken the second place in being the most attractive manufacturing destination. So all this would not have been possible unless Atmanirbhar Bharat came into being. And what is now needed is companies like us must support the program, not just for the sake of business, but also for the sake of this country and for the sake of generating employment. Now, we have a niche role to play here. Atmanirbharta is important for the country, where the ethos of this program is to produce goods that we need in the country itself. How we look at Atmanirbharta is these companies who will be producing these goods, they need to be self sufficient or Atmanirbhar in terms of financing. So, which is the biggest challenge that these people face? Financing, getting timely payment from the buyers. These are some of the big challenges, which is an impediment to self sufficiency of these players. And a credit rating attempts to make these problems find a rational solution. So that's the role that we are playing. We are very proud of this role, and I sincerely hope that more and more banks will find merit in this process and support our initiative.
First of all, congratulations on winning the Indian Achievers Award. I really want to know that what was the feeling when you came to know that you have won the award, and who all were the constant supporters in this journey of yours?
Uh, First of all, getting an award means a lot, simply because it's a reaffirmation that what you are doing is going to contribute to the society, to the businesses, and to the economy. This recognition uh, puts in that stamp of approval on what we are doing. So it certainly feels great. I must say that while the award is, I will be receiving the award, but a bigger role has been played by our employees, who are a hardworking bunch of people, uh, very, very innovative and very, very creative. Above all, these people, our my colleagues, they have displayed high degree of integrity at every stage of the rating process and creation of products. Uh, so I must thank all of them for putting in that support. Apart from that, we have received a lot of support from bankers across the country, who use our reports on a regular basis. So I must thank all the bankers for reposing that faith and believing that our report will allow them to take more informed decisions when it comes to credit. So that's pretty much from my side.
Right, sir. So now, since we know a lot about your professional role, tell us something about your social contributions also.
Well, we are all, I am at that stage when people start thinking that what are you doing beyond your day-to-day work to make a difference to this society. I consider myself as an extremely lucky person to associate myself with work which I love, and at the same time that which contributes to the to development of the society, to create employment, and also to support those section of the companies where they need this kind of support. So I would simply say that this is what I take pride in. This is what provides me with a lot of satisfaction, and somewhere this social contribution from the personal side and social contribution through my professional efforts has got intertwined a little bit. So that's what I would call my contribution. There are, other than that, this is the time of pandemics, and people need support. But as you were aware that such kind of support is best done silently. So I would like to focus on my professional contribution to the society.
Right, sir. So before concluding this session, you know that IF is followed not only by mainstream organizations, but also those young minds who aspire to be like our achievers someday. So what is that one message you'd like to give them?
I would say that everybody's journey is different, and what I will say has worked in my case need not necessarily be the same. Having said this, let me outline a few things. First of all of us has to believe that the world going forward is going to change faster. you know Gone are the days when we were students 30 years back, uh, and things would not change so much in, say, 10 years or 5 years. Today, a CEO of a company doesn't know what is likely to happen next quarter. Forget about next year. It is very extremely difficult to forecast things beyond a certain time frame. So all of us will have to adjust to this reality. We have to accept that change is the constant, and you have to be prepared for the change. You have to welcome that change and take advantage of that change. This is one thing. The second thing that I would like to say is how important it is to have grit. This is one quality that makes a huge difference between a person of great talent and a person who succeeds in contributing to the society. Whenever you try to do something good, you are going to face challenges. Whenever whatever new concept that you come up with, you will find more naysayers who will try to convince you that these ideas are bad, these ideas are not going to work. Uh, and and this is where grit comes in. Uh, you will be losing small battles, but you have to still get up and fight for the outcome that you so much desire from your initiatives. So these are the two things I would like to share with the budding entrepreneurs, to students who will be joining companies. And I hope that this really people find this useful.
And that, I must say, sir, is a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining with us today. It was pleasure talking to you, and we hope that you continue to inspire people of all ages forever. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure talking to you, and thank you once again. Bye bye.